Hello everyone friends, it's Olya here. I'd never made or tried this dish before and I really should have. It turns out absolutely delicious. It's flour and starch-free and high in protein. You can make it on weekdays or for special occasions. You'll find the link to the source and all the ingredient measurements in the description below the video. To start with, crack 6 medium eggs into a bowl. Use ingredients straight from the fridge. Add 6 tablespoons of milk. That's about 90 grams. If you don't have milk, you can add 2 tablespoons of sour cream. That's about 40 grams. Next, add salt and ground black pepper to taste. You'll need about 1/3 of a teaspoon. If you add more, it will be a bit too salty. Whisk the ingredients together to break up the eggs and combine everything well. The egg butter is ready. Grease a hot frying pan with vegetable oil. Next, pour in a small amount of the egg butter and spread it into a thin layer. Once the pancake is browned on one side, flip it over and cook until lightly golden. I should point out that this isn't difficult. The pancakes are elastic, don't tear, and are easy to flip. Also, only grease the pan with oil before cooking the first pancake. You won't need to do it again after that. Nothing sticks. I fry the pancakes on a high heat. My first few pancakes turned out a bit thicker, but then I got the hang of it and now I use just under half a ladle of batter for an 18 cm diameter frying pan. You'll need to judge by your own pan. The main thing is that the pancakes turn out thin and even. I also find that if you pour the batter into the center of the pan, it spreads out into a more even layer and you use less of it. Give it a try. You might find it easier too. Stack the cooked egg pancakes in a pile. From this batch of ingredients, I made 9 pancakes, each 18 centimeters in diameter. The pancakes are soft, elastic, and don't tear. They taste like a thin omelette. For the filling, use 1 large or 2 medium onions, depending on your preference. This amounts to 150 grams. Cut the onions into quarters. Place the onions and a few cloves of garlic into the food processor bowl. Blend into a puree so the onions aren't crunchy in the finished dish. If you prefer, you can dice the onions finely and fry them until lightly golden, rather than blending them into a puree. Next, you'll need 600 grams of any minced meat. I'm using chicken. Add the pureed onion and garlic, salt and ground black pepper to taste. Mix until the ingredients are well combined. You can also add cheese to the filling if you like, about 150 to 160 grams. I'm using mozzarella. If you don't have any cheese, you don't need to add it. In this case, the cheese isn't a main ingredient. Adjust the amount of salt in the mince depending on what filling you're using. Shape the lazy brizzoli. To do this, take an egg pancake and place it on whichever side you prefer. Then take a portion of minced meat for each pancake, about 80 to 85 grams. That's roughly 2 heaped tablespoons. Spread it out in a thin layer, leaving a little space at the edge. If you like, add some grated cheese on top. Next, roll the pancake into a tight roll. Shape all the brizzoli in this way. If you like, you can add fried mushrooms, a few slices of pickled gherkin or fresh tomato inside. If you fancy, add some chopped herbs. It's all a matter of taste. You can experiment with the filling and add whatever you like. Well then, friends, this is what we've made with this batch of ingredients. The brizzoli can be frozen as they are. Place them on a board, cover with cling film and freeze. After a few hours, you can take them out and put them in a bag. You can cook these brizzoli without defrosting them, just like fresh ones. I won't be freezing them, I just wanted to let you know. Next, choose a suitable baking tin so that everything fits. Grease the tin with a thin layer of butter, about 10 grams. If you don't want to use butter, line the tin with non-stick baking paper. Arrange the brizzoli tightly in the tin. If you wish to keep them juicy and prevent a dry crust from forming on top, place a few small pieces of butter on the brizzoli. Mine are very small, so I use about 20 to 30 grams. Bake the brizzoli in this way in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius on the top-bottom setting without fan for about 30 to 40 minutes. Keep an eye on them, depending on your baking tin and oven. 10 to 15 minutes before they're ready, you can place slices of cheese on top of the brizzoli so they'll be evenly covered with a cheese topping. Bake until the cheese has melted completely. The result is a delicious dish that will impress everyone. The finished brizzoli are juicy with stringy cheese and plenty of meat filling. You'll find even more tasty and simple recipes on my Telegram channel. The link is in the description. I look forward to seeing you all there. Transfer them to a plate and sprinkle with herbs. Inside, the brizzoli are fully cooked, as I mentioned earlier, juicy and tender. In terms of taste, they are very similar to cheese sausages or frankfurters. The egg roll acts as a casing in this case. For some reason, that's exactly what came to mind when I tried them. When served hot, the brizzoli are very juicy. When cold, they are drier. If you fancy trying to make this dish, you can leave out the cheese or add just a small amount. It will still be delicious. You can experiment with this recipe, and each time you'll end up with a new dish. I realize the recipe isn't the cheapest, but it is delicious. Thank you to everyone who watched this video to the end. As always, please support my video with a like and a subscribe. I look forward to your feedback in the comments. I wish you all peaceful skies above your heads. Until we meet again, my dears. Bye for now.